I don't think we need to spend more money we don't have for someone to tell us this. All they're going to do is research other schools when this happens somewhere else. So I would hope we keep the little bit of money we have left in our pockets and come up with a reasonable referendum to get this thing, to keep it going. And then if we could show some trust, some faith, you know, some integrity to the community, I think they'll open up and we'll give more when we need to, you know, fix more things, get things going. But I think the board has to show us something. We have to see some kind of improvement, some kind of positive, before everyone opens up their wallets.
Steve Benyai.
Hi, I'm Steve Benyai. I have 2 kids that go with Giles, and originally I chose this area because of the fact that I've been told by a lot of my friends that Giles was a good school and Lee is also a very good school, and that's the reason why you should go ahead and find a place to go in Norridge. I think the whole idea about the referendum was really far out in regards to money, but the problem that I saw with it was, yeah, of course the money was a lot, but when we went and I voted not only for, you know, whoever was involved in the office, and we voted for the referendum, it was really well hidden. And it to me, that didn't make any sense. It was just like, you know, it's just like one statement where it said, you check it for referendum or you don't check it for referendum, and it didn't really specify what it was for. It was like hidden. And as soon as I saw that, I said to myself, some people are going to miss it. They don't really pay attention. So I knew right there and then that unfortunately it wasn't going to pass. So whatever you all decide on whether to cut or not to cut, it's strictly something that it's going to be a decision made whether we like it or not. But I think that if you do cut certain things, you got to pay attention and find out what you are exactly cutting and look at exactly what is being cut. Because as some of the other parents stated, that's what makes a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to go to school because I have athletics and I'm going to do well in science even though I'm not doing well in math, or I'm going to be doing well in all the other classes so I can do well in music and I can do well in everything else. So if we have to bite the bullet and pay more money, fine, or if we have to bite the bullet and cut some of the things, go ahead and cut it, but make sure you pay attention and figure out exactly what's being cut. That's all I have.
Thank you.
George Banna.
I went through the survey over and over again, and it shows that 72% of people that voted turned it down for senior citizens. When I bring my kids to school here, I don't see any senior citizens bringing kids to school. I see people driving nice cars, I see people driving okay cars. What I'm saying is this: you need to invest in your community. The amount of taxes going to the school I've never seen anywhere else. Cutting the children's future with the music and sports and things of that nature, they look forward to that. This is what makes their day. It makes no sense to cut those programs. Is 1.2 million going to fix the problem? Is it?
No.
No. The second most important point, why don't we post on the website, on the District 80 website, a mini P&L to show the people what is the money going, where is it spent on utility, and things of that nature, just to get the community trust back again, so they can contribute into the system. And thirdly and lastly is, I don't want to see any teachers' jobs get lost. I think the teachers are wonderful in the school. They don't deserve to get their job cuts. Now, beside all this nonsense of people about mailing out some flyers about how much teachers are making, I gotta tell you something. If I've been here 23 years and I'm making over 100,000, you got me cheap. And that's not fair. You get what you pay for. But the community is worrying about where is this money to hold people accountable. We need to post it online. We need to post it on the District 80 website. Really a P&L to show the people what's going on. Lee School, I don't know about Giles, but I don't know Lee School, if you go and Google it, it gives you 5-star. This is why people move in the community. I've only been here for 7 years. I don't think all the people in this town participate in paying their taxes, their fair share of the taxes. There is homes with multiple families, multiple children, they come into school with one tax. That's got to stop. But I see BMWs and Mercedes up the galore when they come in the morning. That's need to stop. Abusing the system of this country need to stop. They need to contribute and pay their fair share. They don't speak English or they don't know what's going on. Here's the go home folder, put it in here. They can read it on here at the convenience or whatever you decided to do. This is what the teacher do. So we can educate them by putting, inserts in the go home folder, let them read it. But if this is continued, what's going to happen 5, 6 years from now? The plan to fair, unfair to plan. I keep on saying that. What is this going to be? 1.2 million? We need to know what exactly how much you folks need so we can keep the teacher here and the program going and seeing. I know there's mismanagement of funds and whatever has happened before. That's in the past. We cannot fix it. But think if you're a child. You're waking up in the morning, you're doing your homework, going to school, excited about seeing the music teacher, your football coach, or whatever, basketball coach, and all of a sudden you're going in the gym and there's nobody there. So what's the point of making the gym? Why having it there then? It's not fair. Put yourself in the child's position. Thank you.
There's nowhere else on the list. Does someone want to add themselves onto the list?
Does somebody want to speak?
Sir, just state your name, please.
Carl Zarn. 2 sons, 1 police school. As that's been done at the Board of Education itself, as far as trying to reduce things and the budget, something like that, freezes, anything like that.
We've cut so far 1.2 million, or 1.2 million dollars out of the budget. And so now,
Okay, how much is that toward?
just in general, last year that's what the amount that was saved.
Disregarding 2 schools.
Right. The whole when we refer to numbers, we always refer to the whole district. So for the whole district, I believe it was 1.1 or 1.2. Approximately 1.2 million dollars was already saved from last year's budget.
Freeze has been installed.
We're going to go over.
Salary.
We're going to go over the. We had a consultant write out a sheet, a spreadsheet that goes out and explains the cost of every single program that we have. And so, at our last board meeting, we approved 6-0 a $1.2 million tax referendum increase. And so, that was the recommendation, and that's what the board approved. But the 1.2 million is still not enough to cover our deficit. So what we're going to do, so it's a 2-part. One part is to to ask for more revenue. The second part is to reduce or define efficiencies in our programs to be able to find that medium to show the community that we are looking at our budgets. We are looking to reduce different areas, and that's the main reason for this meeting tonight. Is that now that we know what the amount is, which is $1.25 million we're asking for that amount for the referendum, which from everyone we talked to, is the minimum amount that we could ask for, but it's also asking us to cut a good portion of the budget, and so it's something that it's going to hopefully sustain us for about 5 or 6 years, and so that's the first phase of moving forward. So just to kind of, as a good segue, so what we'll do is we'll actually go right into our presentation and our discussion. This way we can hopefully answer some of your other questions that you have. Great, thank you. We'll start off with.
Could I get one quick question? Just
Tim, at the end, you could speak. I mean, you already spoke once, correct?
Well, that's what I wanted to check, because it wasn't on the agenda. You took out the second public speaking.
Well, we always have it, so we'll
I just
have
wanted to make
that
sure.
at the end. So
wanted to make sure.
But thank you for pointing it out. We typically do so. We'll start off with Dr. O'Malley. You just have to take some photos.
Oh, you
Yeah. Yeah, everything's very, we just have to, it's in presentation. Just make sure. Just pull it once. So when you're done with it, then you're
so you can hear me? I'm not going to stand in front of you. Okay. So, you know, one thing I just want to share with you is you know, this is an incredibly difficult situation for this community, right? And we are in dire straits.
Do you have a microphone?
You want me to speak louder?
Yes.
Okay.
Much.
So this is an incredibly difficult situation for this district. We are in dire straits. We do not have the money. This situation has been kicked down the road over and over. And now it's a 900-pound gorilla that's sitting in the middle of the room. And this board has had the intestinal fortitude to put questions on the ballot to inform the community. You may not like how they did it. We never like how they did it, especially when you're taking something away. Taking something away is never welcome. No one likes it. You've had kindergarten year over year over year. Multi-generational. My grandparents had it. My grandparents' mothers had it. My friends had it. My aunt had it. And I go on and on and on. That's what this community is about. It's the familial relationships. It's the multi-generational. It's having the schools that we've always had. But I got news for you. The state doesn't care. They don't care about you. You think they do? They don't. You think they're getting the money? They're not going to. And guess what? The seniors are right. The seniors are right. 3,700 people to 1,000, that's a shellacking, voted no. When a senior goes to the store and the milk goes up, they're not happy. And their eggs go up, they're not happy. And guess what? They got a new prescription. That went up too. And the gas goes up. And it goes up and up and up. There's never down. How do you think they feel? Well, they basically expressed their feelings in the form of a vote. But they told us to adjust. Because there was a survey that was done. There was a survey. Go online. I preached about this for 39 separate meetings. Probably more with other people. There was a survey. And what it said clearly was the following. We love band, but we don't want to pay for it. Athletics, that's great. We love it. It's good for kids. Don't take it away. We're not paying for it. World language, great. We think you should do it. I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for it. Art, great. I had it as a kid. Oh, yeah, I learned all that. Yeah, I'm not paying for it. That's the theme. And I get it. I get it, okay? But we were respectful enough. We heard their opinion. We formed a committee. We made adjustments. People are not going to like how it was done. They're never going to like how it was done. And we came up with the minimal amount. They had 3 suggestions. 3 suggestions to the superintendent's task force. Number 1, we want to make it the minimum amount. It cannot be anything greater than what you proposed the first time. Cannot be greater than $500 on a $250,000 home in Norridge. Okay? And the third is cumulatively, that we want multiple questions, if we could provide them. Not when. They didn't say when you could do that, but we want to have options. We don't want 1 question like it was done before. We want maybe 2 this time. So those are the 3 things that came forward from that committee. But this is what I've presented on, and I've done this over and over. This is no news. This is nothing new. In fact, the buildings, it's old news. Everybody knows about it. We've had problems with the buildings for years. Nothing is new. There's nothing I was going on and presenting. In fact, I just cut and paste old information. I provided it because it was new information that basically was spun a little bit so that you would understand the ramifications. But it's come to a header. Here we are tonight. We've got to make some adjustments. No one's going to like it. Everybody's saying the right thing in this room. You're right. You're right. You're right. And I go, you're right. You're right. And I go around. Everybody's right. They're saying the right thing. The question is, are we going to do the right thing? It's the doing that makes you unpopular. Doing a referendum makes you lose friends. You are going to lose friends if it's contentious. You're going to walk away from that with less friends. And I've told people, you run for this board, you're going to be known for 1 of 3 things. Raising my taxes, cutting my signature programs, or going to grade centers. You're one of the 3.